There are a lot of rumors about the next MacBook Pros, but these are the most exciting ones. Let's start off with the design. MacBooks have looked quite the same for a while. It's a nice design, a sturdy slab with reliable hinges and awesome trackpads. Let's not talk about that one weird keyboard phase with the butterflies. Anyway, the next MacBook Pro laptops are supposed to look more like the newest iPhones. According to analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, the 2021 MacBook Pros will cancel the curvy design of existing models' top and bottom parts and adopt a flat-edged form factor design similar to the iPhone 12. Now, staring at a MacBook Pro, you might be thinking, what curves? There's a tiny bit on the lid and on the bottom of the case. It's very subtle, but I think it could be a bigger deal. Redesigns usually signal that a company is investing in that product. Let's not talk about that trash can Mac Pro though. Next up, there could be a 14-inch MacBook Pro. Right now, there's a 13-inch model and a 16-inch one. The 14-inch would replace the 13-inch model. In all likelihood, this new laptop would be around the same size as the 13-inch model, but finally have a display that is not surrounded by chunky, dated bezels. A number of PC makers have already pushed the edge of displays. Dell XPS, I'm looking at you. I could see the new design looking a lot like the Huawei MateBook X Pro. Take a look at that. This is not a MacBook Pro. This is the MateBook X Pro. Or the new 14-inch MacBook Pro could look like the 16-inch MacBook Pro. But a tiny tip for Cupertino, please do not place the webcam on the bottom of the display. The up-the-nose shot works for virtually no one. MagSafe could be coming back. MagSafe solved a really common problem. If you tripped on your laptop cable, your machine would not come crashing down because the MagSafe connector would just safely disconnect. I know this feature has saved a number of my own laptops over the years. When it was removed from the MacBooks, it was a mixed bag. On one side, you had Apple embracing a standard with USB-C. On the other, the tripping issue was back. Now, according to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, MagSafe is heading to 2021 MacBook Pros. Could it be like the iPhone's method? A flat surface that helps line up a fast wireless charging dealie? Well, that's not what Bloomberg said. MagSafe on the laptop would be similar to the older versions. That would mean a recessed port with connectors. However, it would allow for faster charging speeds. Is this an anti-consumer move? Buy an Apple charger or forget you? I'm not entirely sure. Finding appropriate third-party USB-C cables that can handle a laptop or a charger that has USB-C PD, where PD stands for power delivery, and you need to think about wattage, watts. What? Yes, watts. That's not super simple. If MagSafe is simply an additional way to charge the MacBook Pro, it's great. If it's the only way to charge one, that's not great, Bob. Time to add by subtraction, that touch bar / control strip could be going away. For whatever reason, Apple decided to adopt touch technology for its laptops. How? Remove the function keys and add a touch panel there. You don't need a quick way to mute your volume, do you? You want to look at the control strip and find it, right? Oh, and in earlier cases, the escape key was within that strip. That's helpful, right? No, it's not. I don't know if the touch bar is objectively good or bad. I think it could work as long as there's still a set of dedicated function keys. Anyway, this could be the end of the mini screen. I really hope this means we're getting a touchscreen Mac since they will be able to run iPad apps. Sadly, I have not seen any info about that yet. And now it's time for addition by addition. In 2021, MacBook Pros could have SD card readers and HDMI ports built in. If this is true, this is a really big deal. This is Apple saying to people, look, you should not need an adapter for everything. If you're using a MacBook Pro, there's a chance that you might need those ports pretty often. Currently, if I want a MacBook Pro to do HDMI out or read an SD card, I'm going to need a couple of dongles or a dock that can handle both functions. I think adding ports would be a hugely consumer-friendly move by Apple. Yeah, I said it, and no. For the 1,337th time, this is not sponsored by Apple or Samsung or Google or whatever company you think is paying me off to say this. This could be a good year for Apple laptops. By the time the new MacBook Pros pop up, I would imagine that the major software companies will have their apps functioning very well on Apple's M series chips. Hey, there's also reports that Apple's working on a VR headset. Check this out to find out more. I'm Ayaz Akhtar, you're my favorite audience, and I will see you online.